Hey there everybody. This is a quick video to share some things that I learned, not because I'm an expert, but I gained some knowledge, and I've done a lot of that by way of the YouTube videos that I've watched, and so I felt like it would be a good thing to post a video of my own and share some of the things that I learned. And so this excavator is a 2004 Bobcat 430. When I picked it up, everything looked good. There wasn't really any leaks or anything. But when I was pulling it up onto the trailer, I had lifted the blade all the way up in the air and pulled it up onto the trailer. And when I had got off the trailer, I noticed that the blade was not all the way up. And in the course of less than 5 minutes, the blade was drifting from the top position all the way down to where it was resting on the trailer. I brought this to the attention of the individual that I bought it from, and he agreed to pay for the seal kit or the rebuild kit for these two blade cylinders. I felt comfortable with that, and so I paid the money and took the excavator home and started working with it. This is me working on tearing out some cement, a cement ramp. I got the kits and rebuilt those two cylinders. The problem still existed, and so I spoke with the individual that I bought it from, and because he has experience with these things, and he suggested the next step would be to isolate the valve. And so here's a picture of that valve. So what we ended up doing was lifted the blade all the way to the upright, to the top position, and then put a jack underneath that blade to take all of the weight off of the hydraulics themselves. Then identified this valve here, and then took the disconnected these hoses and this one here, and put a cap in them, through a JIC number 6 cap in, so that now that the valve is totally out of the picture. Then we removed the jack and wanted to observe and see if the blade did the same thing. And so with the valve now out of the picture, the blade still dropped down. So by this we now know that it's not the cylinders. Here it's not the valve, and that really only leaves one other thing in the equation that it could be. Pulled the floor off. Right here you see this part is the slew motor that swivels the whole house around. Right behind that, over here behind those hoses, is this swivel joint, and this is quite the piece. It's got 10 hoses that hook to the top of the swivel, and then it's got 14 hoses that hook to the bottom. And those hoses allow for constant pressure of the hydraulic system to go down through the center of the tractor, down to the drive motors as well as to the blade cylinders. And so somewhere in there, it wasn't leaking on the outside, but somewhere inside it was bypassing the seals, allowing that to drop. And so it took a lot of effort. I'll probably do another video on replacing that swivel. Once we did that, then the whole blade drift issue went away. And so it definitely was that swivel that was the problem. But the steps that we went through was first the cylinders, then isolated the valve, then knew that it was that swivel. There really wasn't any indication to me that that was the problem when I bought it. And so I don't know that I could have done much different other than let the owner rebuild those cylinders, and then know that there was still an issue, and then he could have gone deeper, or I could have decided if I still wanted the unit. But there's not much sense in looking backward, and so try to look forward and focus on the positive, good things. With this up and running now, with the blade working, the tractor works really well, and so I'm happy with it. And just wanted to explain the process that I went through with help, obviously, to identify the problem. Maybe you find that it is the valve and you don't have to go to the swivel, or it is the cylinder, but I kind of had to go through the whole gamut to find it, and was successful in doing that, so I wanted to pass that on. I hope that's helpful. Again, I'm not an expert, but just wanted to share some knowledge and pass that on. So thanks for watching.